Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Priiliyah, and welcome to Trueandauthenticpodcast. Welcome to the channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning back to the channel. I am so excited to get into this new episode of where we'll be talking about becoming the person you want to be. So let's get straight into it. I have taken all my notes on my iPad today, so you see me looking down, that's why. So, becoming the person you want to be. Everyone wants to become a better version of themselves. You know, they want better for themselves in their life. They're not satisfied or they're unhappy of the current state of where they are, and they want to change that. And a lot of people don't get the opportunity to become the better version of themselves because they simply don't follow these 6 steps that I'm going to go over. So, today I'm going to share with you guys 6 steps and 6 points on how to become the best version of yourself, of how to become the person you want to be. So step 1, you need to envision the kind of person you want to become. You have to envision the kind of person you want to become. What does she or he look like? What do they do? How do they act and talk? Not just within themselves or, when you're by yourself, but when they're around other people. What does their lifestyle consist of? Okay, so whatever that may look like, I'll give an example. For me, I see a girl who wakes up early, 6 a.m., gets straight to work, doesn't hit the snooze button, but gets straight out of bed, praying to God first, definitely praying to God, getting up out of bed, brushing your teeth, working out, and then so on. The type of person I envision to be, she has an active and healthy lifestyle. She's actively being productive throughout her day, and she doesn't let any distraction, let any person come in the way of that routine that she has set for herself. How do they act? The person I envision, she acts classy. Probably not too classy because she could still get there when people test her, but they are sweet, they are kind. They don't tolerate any disrespect, they talk proper, but just really authentic. The lifestyle that the person I want to become, very productive, very healthy, very inspiring and motivating. That's the type of lifestyle. Working out, eating healthy, eating clean foods, dancing, very just active and productive. Here I am, I'm living that life. I'm becoming the person I want to be. I wanted to start my podcast and wanted to spread good words of affirmation and life to people. So I'm doing that, Almost everything that I set for myself, I have accomplished, and anything that I haven't this year, there's always next year. There isn't a moment of where, because I didn't accomplish what I wanted this year, that I'm a failure or I'm just going to give up on myself, because I will never just dismiss myself. So yes, I've been working out this year. I've started my podcast. I started my YouTube and accomplished that goal of 1K. Started from 83 subscribers to 1K, and just this year is so amazing, and it's going to speak so much truth in addition to what I'm going to share with you guys here today. And I feel like it's so important because a lot of people don't know the steps of what is needed to become the person you want to be, the steps needed in order to become that person you want to be. So, step number 2, reflect on your current self and lifestyle. So, this is the part of where you need to be self-aware. You need to be self-aware of the current situation you're in, the life that you have been living. You need to go back and reflect on what has occurred, what has happened throughout this year, what you've been doing, things that's been happening, what you haven't been doing that you were supposed to be doing, things that you may have done this year that you didn't really like or you weren't satisfied with. You might not even like anything about what has happened this year because you've been out of touch with yourself. Everything that you've done this year may not have aligned with what you were supposed to be doing or what you have planned for yourself, or it just doesn't align with you at all. It's not you, and you may have been living a life this year of someone else's, and that's not okay. But we are going to fix that today. Okay, so what do you do daily that leaves you unsatisfied with life? I will say it again. What do you do daily that leaves you unsatisfied with life? This could be you waking up every single day, just staying in bed, scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram, social media, any of that, YouTube, any of that. You could just be wasting life, wasting space, wasting hours, wasting months, wasting weeks, just not doing anything with your life. Or this could be you working at a job that you totally hate. Like, you absolutely hate that job, and you just feel so miserable there and stressed out or depressed of where you're currently at, or like just maybe it's the people you surrounded yourself with this year. And you totally don't want that for yourself anymore. You don't want to walk into 2025 feeling like this, feeling like you're surrounded with people who don't love you, who don't support you, who don't accept you, or people who you feel like you're out of touch with, like you guys aren't on the same path of life. And they could be, these group of people could totally have interest in something that you have no interest in at all. And it may be hard, or you may feel like you're in the wrong for not wanting to do those things, or not liking the things that specific group of people want or like to do. But in reality, you have to just stop and notice that this is your life. This is your life. This is my life. I can't sit around waiting and wasting years and months and weeks. Let those weeks, months, and years go by, and then I go back and reflect that I have wasted time. I had wasted my life living my life for other people. What parts of your life are non-beneficial to your future? What parts of your life are non-beneficial towards your future? Like I was just saying, if you're doing things, you might be doing some good things in life, or you may be having some good things that you do throughout your day on a daily basis. But then there's some things of where you get done with those things, but then you go to do something that's not beneficial towards you growing or having a successful future. And it's like the scale is going up and down, and you're going back and forth with things that are good for you, but then you backslide and do things that will kind of sabotage you in a sense. Yeah. So what parts of your life are non-beneficial towards your future? I mean, these things aren't going to help you to where you want to be or where you're heading. So if you say you want this specific lifestyle, or you want to be this specific person, you have to let those things go that are not helping you. I always have this saying, if it's not helping you grow, it's breaking your flow. So if these things aren't helping you grow or lead you onto the path of success of the things that you want, then you simply need to let it go. And last but not least, what do you want to keep or get rid of? What are things in your life that you want to keep or things that you need to get rid of? There's this thing, like, you don't have to get rid of everything, but you need to get rid of something. You might need to get rid of a couple things, but you don't need to get rid of everything, because not everything it's not sabotaging you. It's not hurting you, to say the least. So you need to go back and reflect on the current lifestyle and your current self of what's been going on this year. What are some things that you just let slide? What are some things that you have been holding back on? What are some things that you never followed through with? You just need to ask yourself these questions, okay? So you could get an understanding and you can move forward. So remember that during your time here on earth, we learn a lot of things along the way. And a lot of the things we hear, see, or experience, they become a part of us. And when you start to become self-aware within, you'll start to notice that you have so many layers on. You have so many layers on. Just like when winter approaches and it gets cold outside, you're not just going to go outside with a long sleeve and some pants. No, you're going to have that on with a sweater, a jacket, a scarf, and gloves, and maybe even some leg warmers. The point of me mentioning this was to inform you that you have to notice the amount of layers you have on. You have so many layers on. Some you were probably never aware of, right? Some layers you were probably never aware of, but you have several layers on. And not all of them should remain there. So a long life It's just like as a baby, we have no layers on. Like, we're just a baby. We don't know anything about life. But along the way, as we grow up, we start to see, hear, and experience things along the way. And each thing, it starts to add on into our brain, a part of knowledge, just a part within, and it starts to become us. But not everything should stay there. Not everything is meant to stay. So this is where you reflect and start to make changes of what you'll continue to do and what you'll stop doing, what you'll tap into and not tap into, because it's very important. We can't be tapped into all these things and expect things to work out because it's just too much going on. We're tapped into too much things. You can't be tapped into too much things, and everywhere it will blow up in your face. Everything that you want, it will blow up in your face. It will blow up in your face because it's just too much. Okay, so step number 3, start jotting down your goals. Start jotting down your goals. When you do this, you're not only aware of what you want, but it leads you onto a path of action and direction of where you're heading once you start to take action. So, what are your goals? And do those goals align with the person you want to become? So, what are your goals? And do those goals align with the person you want to be? So, a lot of us, we still have these goals for ourselves, but the goals don't align with the person you want to become. They simply don't align with the person you want to become. You can have so many goals set for yourself, and a lot of people do this. A lot of people just like, oh yeah, I have so many goals for myself, but do they align with the person you want to be? Or do they align with the old version of you, the version of you that had goals for themselves way back and that you didn't accomplish them, but they don't align. They no longer align of where you're headed. And so, see, those goals were aligned for the old version of you. You can't get where you want to be with your old mindset, your old lifestyle, and your old layers. It's just like how God tries to take us to a new level, but we're still stuck on the level we're at, that we end up missing that opportunity because we are trying to carry everything old when instead we need to be carrying everything that's new. Drop the extra layers. Drop them. Creating healthy habits should be the first goal. Creating healthy habits should be the first goal. So start thinking of some healthy habits that will align with your future self, whether that's waking up earlier, taking morning walks, going to the gym, working out at home, eating cleaner, being productive, drinking more water. These are just examples, okay? And when you start there, I promise you everything else will fall in place. When you start implementing healthy habits into your life, everything else will fall in place. All your other goals will remain successful when you have a healthy lifestyle to support it. Okay? Once you have your healthy habits listed and set, then you could go ahead and add on your personal goals that you would like to achieve. Remember, it's always good to challenge yourself, but be realistic, okay? Be realistic. And just because I'm saying being realistic, I'm not saying to limit yourself. No, I'm not saying that. But don't go ahead and go overboard with it, because if you go overboard and you're like, oh my God, yes, if you're just starting your influencer journey or, your YouTube channel and you're like, oh my God, I want 1 million subscribers. My goal is to have 1 million subscribers within the year of 2025. Babes, like, let's be realistic. I mean, it could happen, but that's very rare. Okay, so let's be realistic. Don't underestimate yourself though, okay? We're not underestimating ourselves. We're not underestimating our power, okay? Don't underestimate your power, but don't get too carried away, okay? I love y'all, and I just want the best for y'all, okay? The fourth step to becoming the person you want to be is to take action. Once you have all those goals listed, don't you think it's time to get started? It's time, babes. We didn't just write all these goals down. We didn't just write them all down just to look at them. We didn't just do that. We didn't just have all these goals planned and listed just to be looking at them. No, when you have all your goals set out, the only step next to take is to take action, okay? You cannot just wish yourself a better life and think that that's going to start moving things around in your life. No. If you want something, you need to start taking the steps necessary to get what you want. The moment you start taking action towards those goals is the same moment you start to manifest those goals to life. Once you speak it, then you do it. Speaking good things over yourself and then doing those things, they will equal positive and successful results. So what you speak over yourself and what you do to follow up with it will give you that result that you're looking for. But no, if you speak over yourself like, oh, I don't think these goals are realistic. I don't think I will be able to accomplish these goals, and you're not believing in yourself, that's the moment you start to plant those bad seeds. And when you have that type of mindset, those type of thoughts in your head, guess what? You won't even have the confidence to start because you've already doubted yourself before you even had the opportunity to start. I mean, putting in the work, whether it's really hard or challenging to accomplish, you still show up for yourself, okay? You still show up for yourself because you said you wanted these things for yourself. You said that you wanted these things for yourself. So now you need to do everything you need to do in order to get it. A lot of the goals that we set for ourselves, they're not as challenging as the other ones. They're not as challenging. All of our goals aren't going to be as hard as some. But at the end of the day, each goal requires dedication, hard work, and action. All goals require dedication, hard work, and action. Remember that, okay? So no matter what the goal is, you need to show up for yourself. And when you start to do that, guess what? You start to build confidence within yourself. So no matter what the goal is, you need to show up for yourself. And when you start to do that, guess what? You start to build confidence within yourself. Because you're not only just saying that you want these things for yourself, but you consistently take action towards those goals, take on those goals, and you show yourself that you're becoming the person you want to be progressively over time. It might be slow, but progressively over time. You are showing yourself that you are changing. You are slowly becoming the person you want to be. And that's exactly what we want. Okay, step number 5. Everyone can't stay. Everybody cannot stay. See, as we start to take these bold steps of faith to decide that we want better for ourselves, we start to grow within ourselves and start to adapt different habits and a different lifestyle. And so the atmosphere, it starts to shift. Your mindset starts to shift. Everything old has changed into something new. And so you're no longer the same person you used to be. And this is where things start to get clear for you. Things will start to be made clear for you. Because a lot of people you grew up around or met along the way from the person you used to be, that's all they can remember you by. And so when these same people see the new and improved version of you, the healed and evolved version of you, they either won't accept it or they'll try and bring out the old version of you that they remember you by. And that's when you just have to remove yourself from the equation. You have to start cutting people off because not only do they no longer align with this new person you've become, but you guys have nothing in common anymore. You are on 2 different paths of life, and you can't afford to lose your new life over old memories that someone can't move on from. What a word, right? Look, I'm going to say it again. You have to start cutting people off because not only do they no longer align with the new person you become, you guys have nothing in common anymore. You are on 2 different paths of life, and you can't afford to lose your new life over old memories that someone can't move on from. Wow. Okay? Now, this might not apply to everybody, okay? This might not apply to everyone in your life, but for the most part, a lot of people will hate on you because you have chose to change and want better for yourself. And that's okay because those people weren't simply meant for you. And we weren't placed on this earth for the validation of other people, but to live out everything God has planned for us. So when you start feeling someone having weird energy, weird vibes, or weird actions towards you, it's just exposing them for who they truly are. And that's okay. It's okay because it's better that you see it now than finding out later. It's always better finding out sooner than later. I feel like when people start to get mad when you change and choose to live a better life for yourself, it's because they never wanted you to reach your greatest potential, or because they didn't want you doing better than them. Because at one point, you were all, for example, at the lunch table cracking jokes, and now you're successful artists enjoying the amazing perks of life. The amazing perks of life. And that's not your problem. That's not your problem that they feel this way. They need to go heal and work on themselves. Simply. Simply, if somebody's mad that you're out there doing better than you once were in life, they are jealous. They are miserable. They need to go do some inner work, because that is a them problem. That's a you problem. You got to tell them. You got to tell them straight like this. Hey, we're going straight into 2025. You think I have time to spare people's feelings and sugarcoat things? No, I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to be real with you. And I'm going to tell you that you are acting funny. You are weird, and I don't want to surround myself, and I don't want to be around people who act like that. But appreciate those. Appreciate those who accept the new person you've become. These people choose you. They love you and they support you. Don't let these people feel unappreciated or unloved, because these people right here, they are for you. They are not against you. They are not like the people who hate on you because you changed, but in fact, they do the opposite and love and support you and commend you for taking on such a beautiful and challenging task. To choose better for yourself, to want better for yourself, and to choose it. And wow, you are amazing. You are amazing. You are strong. You are powerful. And I love and support you. If you are watching this video here right now and you want to become better for yourself, but you're scared of what people may think, how they may act, we should not be scared. Listen, you should not be scared of that. If anything, you should want that to happen, because they are only exposing who they truly are, and you shouldn't want to be around people who acts like that. Come on. And the last step of becoming the person you want to be, number 6, is enjoying the journey. Enjoy the journey. Just how life takes us on a roller coaster, right? So will this journey of you finding who you are, okay? So will this journey of becoming the person you want to be, because you are simply trying to find yourself, your identity, and your purpose. During this journey, you're going to learn and experience so much things you didn't know before. Some things you experienced along the way, they might hurt, but in the end, it's all for your greater good. You're going to be so grateful that you have chosen you. You chose you instead of everything else, and now you finally feel like yourself, because you are finally living in your truth and your purpose. You're going to be so grateful that you've chosen yourself. You have chosen you instead of everything else. And now you finally feel like yourself, because you are finally living in your truth and in your purpose. So this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have taken what I have just shared with you guys and make it your own. Make it your life. Please take what you have heard today from my mouth and take action. Make it your life. And I want you guys to share if this has helped you, if this is resonating with you in any way. I love you guys, and I want you guys to go out there and live your lives. I want the best for you guys, and this is why True and Authentic Podcast is the best place to be right now. It's the best word and piece of advice, but if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I will see you guys on the next one. We are out. Bye.